Hello everyone, TG Blazar here with Casey. We're going to go ahead and get his deck profile on what he played at the YCS Fort Worth. All right,
What's up, guys?
Alright, let's see what you got.
Okay. Gazelle?
So Salamangreat.
Exactly. So, Gazelle's at 1, signed by Simo today, or yesterday. That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
3 Spinny, must have 3. 3 Foxy. Foxy's VIP. 2 Jack Jaguars. For the longest time, I was just doing 1, even though I run Pot of Desires. Just because.
Yu-Gi-Oh player Jordan Sanchez. Structure deck number 3 is starting without 2 at table at 1.
Every time.
Is it gone?
Yeah, we're
okay,
still
cool.
going.
Okay, so yeah, I'm running 2 for pot, but it seems like every time I hit 1 Jack, I'm hitting them both. And it just doesn't really ever seem to come up that I need to, so I might just bump it back to 1.
Fair enough.
And then Falco, standard 1-ofs. 3 Buffalo, I freaking love this card. It's just super easy to chain block and get your draws without getting ashed.
Right.
Speaking of ash, 3 ashes. They're common, but they still do the same thing.
Yeah.
2 Valor. Run 3 Imperm, so I didn't really feel like I needed 3.
Yeah.
And then the 1 Lady Debug. A lot of people say don't run her. She's my 41st card. It's just kind of like, why wouldn't you run it? It's a guaranteed Gazelle.
Right.
I resolved it all day yesterday. And I don't know. I just don't see any reason not to play it.
All right.
So I main decked 2 Nibiru's. A couple guys at the shop suggested it, and I didn't see it all day. And when I did have it, I was playing like Sky Strikers.
So you didn't have it when you needed it, and when you needed it, you didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, sometimes I could just stop my opponent's plays enough to where they couldn't get to that 5th summon. So, because I'm running so many hand traps, so there's never a chance for me to get to use it, even if I did have it and it was a good matchup.
So do you think you might move it to the side then and put something else like another combo piece, or?
Yeah, I would definitely prefer another extender. I'm running 2 Wills, and I think 3 is probably the way to go. I was very skeptical at first because I saw a lot of people playing more than 1, and I was like, I'll give it a shot and play 2, and man, it's awesome. So yeah, 3 for sure. I'm going to test it out, and it's probably going to be what I'm going to run moving forward. Yeah, the 2 Nibiru's, I feel like that's a meta call for the event. So it just really depends on what you're playing and what the meta is. I wouldn't say it's a staple in the deck at all. And then 1 Sea Archiver. I'm probably going to bump this up to 2 just because I didn't see it as much as I wanted to. It's really good, but it's also really situational. But I just love being able to summon it from the graveyard and on my opponent's turn, so that's what I really like about it.
Gives you a little bit of nice interruption.
It does. 3 Silent Mining, you have to have it.
I'm so jealous.
I picked them up when they first came out. They're like 25 each. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, they're at 40 now, or at least last time I checked. So yeah.
Yeah, we saw them 40 over there at the vendor, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad I picked them up. The 2 Wheel I was talking about, fantastic. I OTK'd with these all day yesterday. I would just go into Transcode Talker, update Jammer combo, and just win flat out turn 2. And if I wasn't doing Transcode Talker, I would just make the Boar Load that could attack twice, steal 2 monsters, and still OTK. So you do 1 if your opponent doesn't have any monsters, you do the other if they do. I mean, it really doesn't matter, to be honest.
Yes.
So 1 Circle, 1 Sanctuary, of course, and then the 2 Pot of Desires. I really enjoy Pot of Desires. Even if it hits the Gazelle or the Jack, I just still feel like drawing it to those hand traps or extenders. If I can win that turn, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then the back row hate, Cosmic Cyclone. I was doing Twin Twister, but I didn't like the discarding part. I wanted to have as many resources as possible.
Okay.
Not only that, but I feel like Cosmic Cyclone's a little bit better because you're banishing those cards in those matchups like Sky Strikers, Salamangreats, where they're recurring all of their back row. So this just eliminates that altogether. Okay, and then the 2 Mind Control, or enemy controller, sorry. I actually put these in a couple days ago, tested it, and I loved it. So moving forward, I'm going to definitely keep 2 in the main. I really like it.
Okay.
3 Imperms. Fantastic all day yesterday. I didn't really resolve the keeping the back row from being able to activate a whole lot. but I just love the fact that I can play it at any time. It doesn't have to be on an activated effect. So this is great against like Colossus or Titan or just anything that can interrupt you or keep you from being able to play on your turn.
Right.
And then the one of the traps. I think I was running 2 of each and I saw them way more then. And yesterday I almost didn't see them at all. And whenever I did, it was just a one and done. Because I really wanted Will. Will was my win condition. So I usually went for that. Alright, that's it for the main deck.
All right. So what do you got? What do you have in the extra deck?
Extra deck, gotcha.
They have pink table tennis.
It's a pretty standard extra deck. So 3 Balinks. I was thinking about running 2, but I'm just too scared to, so I'm gonna keep it at 3.
Okay.
3 Wolf, you need it. 2 Heat Leo, you need it. And then you got your Nightmare Phoenix. I love this card. Just being able to pop back row, draw a card, it's fantastic. Hida came up a lot more than I thought it would. So I'm really glad I decided to keep it in the main. I was thinking about just siding it against decks that were fire heavy, like Salamangreat or something that I knew had Ash in it. Or maybe Sky Strikers, because one of them is fire.
Yeah, the Kagari.
At my locals, man, I almost never play it because it just never comes up. And then the Transcode Talker and Boilode, just my OTK combo pieces.
Yep.
And then the 1 Stalio and the 1 Abyss Dweller. I didn't get a chance to make Abyss Dweller all day. I really didn't need to, so it really makes me feel skeptical in playing it. I don't really ever need to play it at my locals either. It just kind of seems like it needs to be there for that one time you do need it. And you got to be able to have the pieces to make it in that very situation. So, I don't know. A lot of people say it's a need, but I win without it, so I don't know if that's necessarily true. I found myself needing a second Stalio all day yesterday, and I used to run the 2. So, moving forward, I think extenders might be a little bit better in this deck just to keep it more consistent.
I gotcha. I noticed that there's no Almirage in here. Is there any particular reason why, or?
I would just rather have Balinks because it's basically like a Necro Gardener for the deck. And not only that, but it doesn't stop just the one destruction. If your opponent Raigekis or Dark Holes or any cards that have a similar effect, it stops the whole effect. So it's just wonderful in that aspect. If my opponent tried to rage me in the mirror match, I can just Balinks to stop the whole effect.
Nice.
Plus I don't have room.
I mean, yeah.
All right,
makes
that's
sense
it
too.
for the extra. There's my side. So I got a lot of 2-ofs. Gamma Seal. The only time I really got to resolve it was against someone who was also playing Gamma Seal, and that was interesting. I actually didn't know that you couldn't control more than one at a time, so I ended up just having to summon my own, and that was still pretty helpful.
Players, have you signed up for Battle City number 3? Please
2
adjust to the
Lancia.
clipboard. By the Yu-Gi-Oh banner next to concessions. Your event is ready to begin. Battle City number 3.
I would definitely suggest not running it at 2. You're just not going to see it as much, and whenever you're playing those Gorgas decks or maybe Thunder Dragons, you want it in your opening hand. So 3 is definitely a need. So definitely don't play 2. I just played 2 because I was just trying to have as many outs in my side deck as I could have.
Right.
Mind Control for going second. Funny story. In the mirror match, my opponent made Abyss Dweller first turn, and then I go into my turn, and I immediately just drop down my Mind Control, and before he could even attempt to activate his Abyss Dweller, and I just took it and linked it off. So he probably would have had me had he just activated it quick enough.
Yeah.
Hey Trunade, I was skeptical about this because I didn't really get to test it a whole lot. I just saw a lot of people were teching it in online, and it was actually fantastic. Against the Sky Striker matchup, against Salamangreat matchup, any random deck that just plays a lot of back row, you're just like, nope. It's fantastic. The only time it didn't resolve was because someone played Solemn Judgment, and when they cut their life in half like that, it was super easy for me to OTK them. Dark Ruler No More. Again, I think the problem with this card was I was only running 2, and it's kind of similar thing to Nibiru, is that I would figure out a way to get around their board without actually needing to play this, so it just kind of felt unnecessary. So I'd either play at 3 or not at all. And then the anti-spell fragrance for the more back row heavy deck, especially like Sky Striker or Pendulums. Pendulums just can't play. I played against a Pendulum player, and I didn't actually need this. He never resolved a single combo the whole time, so I don't know. It didn't even seem necessary. But if I had played probably a stronger player, probably would have been much more effective.
Yeah.
And then the only 3 of in my side is the 3 Evenlies, and this card's a blowout card. I would definitely suggest running 3. I know through play testing that 2 is definitely not enough. If you're going to play this card, you need to open with it because it's not good late game. So that's why it's the only one that I'm running at 3. A lot of people aren't siding it. I don't know, I like it. I spent the money on it, so why not play it?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Look forward to seeing you playing on a little bit later today.
All right. Yeah, I got 207th place out of like 1,200 people. I went 6-3. I played 3 Orchist, Sky Striker, 2 Pendulums. Oh, I can't even remember the rest, actually. It was such a long day.
Yeah. It was super long.
My hardest matchup was a Sky Striker, a mirror match, and Orchist. The mirror match I just kind of didn't get to play because I just drew bad hands. So that was a sad attempt at a fun game.
It happens, man. Like, my deck donked all day. It was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty upset because I love mirror matches. They get really fun, and to just not draw any combo pieces and not really get to play. And he wasn't even playing like super fantastic boards either. So it's like, dude, if I would have just drawn the nuts, I would have won.
All right, well, thank you very much, sir, and we'll look forward to it later, all right?
Absolutely.
All right.